Alright, so I skipped forward a bit and we are just about to finish justifying on Poland. Unfortunately, they managed to form their little faction, the Medzimoria, the Between the Seas faction. So not only are we going to have to face Romania, we're also going to have to face basically the Baltic states, which it shouldn't be a problem. I mean, Georgi Zhuko here just should just roll over them, and you know, Lithuania usually just gets caught in the crossfire of the main assault on Poland. Romania shouldn't be a problem either. Don't really have any armies next to Estonia. Might actually want to fix that. Let's let's just forcibly deploy a couple of them here, and let's give it to some random general who should be fairly decent. Let's give it to Rokossovsky here, though we don't have any armor there. Actually, let's forcibly deploy some armor. These two should be okay. Let's give it to Rokossovsky also because he has some nice bonuses. Don't really have all the equipment, and they don't really have all the experience, but against Estonia it should be fairly okay. It's given the strategic deployment. So far as for the factions, I skipped forward like a year or two. Shouldn't be anything problematic. The French alliance has been formed between obviously the French, what a surprise, and Yugoslavia, so that should be okay. Also the Benelux faction has been formed, so the allies are not as strong, so this should be more of a varied game. Czechoslovakia hasn't really joined any faction yet, though we are guaranteeing them, so if the Axis want to attack them, they will probably try to join the Comintern, which obviously is nice. The war in China is still raging on. However, the Chinese United Front has been formed, and it seems like the war is going a little bit in Japan's favor. However, they have lost the Mongol military government. The provisional government is basically just like not a non-entity at this moment. They are just basically the captured territory of the Japanese. And even though the Chinese will probably lose this war, the Japanese have lost quite a lot of men fighting against them. So you know, if we were to go to war with them, we would easily win. So now let's just go forward and let's do this. Let's just kill the Polish. There we go. We're on Poland. Hopefully the Romanians don't join the French alliance. That would be kind of annoying. But it's actually kind of interesting. They went with Britain, yet they still had the little entente. So let's just push forward with Zhuko also, and when Rokossovsky gets there, actually let's cancel that order. He's just gonna defend for a while, and let's see if Romania joins them. Yep, the Romanians sure have joined them, so this army also must push forward. So let's change the colors a bit because I really don't like just the default greenish dirt, whatever. Let's go for blue for that one, and yeah, they should be varied enough. However, why are these guys? They are stationed next to the Japanese, right? So we should just give them black. It's gonna be fine. And yeah, so let's go for a max speed assault. And Czechoslovakia joined the French alliance. German Reich declared war on Yugoslavia. Kingdom of Romania joined the Polish faction. So so basically the World War is now starting off when we manage to... Actually, what also happened is that the Germans have a war goal against us because they did the invade the Soviet Union focus, but they haven't actually invaded yet. So that's kind of a positive, I guess. Let's go for the support equipment because we're lacking that severely. We should be able to kill the Polish quite quickly. Same goes for the Baltic states. However, I'm not entirely sure how the war with Germany is going to go. It's gonna take... Well, they're fighting against the French also, so maybe the... Are they? They should be fighting against the French, right? Yep, they are, but nothing's really happening. Italy announces claims on the territory, independent states, the following managing, so everything is happening at once. And that's just brilliant. If we manage to kill Romania or Poland quickly, that would be just swell. Let's give the attack order here. Probably not gonna manage to push, but we're gonna manage to have some nice. We're at least gonna manage to slow them down a bit, and this is exactly why I want the mess of guns, because already we're losing a lot of guns. And also we're upgrading at the moment, which wasn't the best decision, but still have a quite a decent force, or quite a decent amount. So hopefully we're gonna manage to push into Warsaw quite quickly. I'm just gonna leave this running. Actually, let's send these guys to give them to Rokossovski up north. Also managed to grab Rokossovski as the armor genius sort of commander or whatever. Actually, let's stop that order. So old Georgy Zhukov here, where is he? Here, should have a very easy time defeating these guys. Let's just go straight for Riga. Kingdom of Romania has capitulated. Nice. So now I'm just gonna renounce this Treaty of Trianon. I'm never actually sure how to pronounce that, but it should be okay. We can actually declare, can we not? I mean, well, we're guaranteeing the Czechs, right? But I guess they joined a faction, so now the guarantee is revoked. That's just really annoying. But yeah, so let's go for a cheeky push there. Let's try to take Riga. We'll need to take Riga just to capitulate the Latvians. I'm sorry. Latvians. Let's go for an assault here. Should be able to take that. Yep. Glad the Estonians didn't try or didn't actually manage to push deep into our territory. Let's go for the new Soviet woman. That's a really great focus. You get a bajillion manpower. I mean, we gained just 1% already. It was like 2 million, but obviously the Soviet tactic is just to lose a quadrillion amount of manpower while attacking. So that's kind of okay. Let's go for solid color. Doesn't really do much. Assign divisions. Let's give it to old Zhuko here, because it's a tank division, and Zhuko is brilliant with tanks. Okay, so we managed to. This is annoying. This guy attacked, something like that. Just go for that. Lithuania has capitulated. Nice. So we also gained some equipment from that. Not that we need it really, but it's just going to be something. Estonia has capitulated. So now we're basically just capitulating everyone. Let's order Rokossovski to just march on Riga, so we can capture the territory. So now the only thing. Okay, so now they have declared war on us, which is going to be quite interesting. So now basically the war between the Great Patriotic War. Nice. The Great Patriotic War actually gives us a really good bonus. It gives us division organization 10%, so that's great. France, on aggression pack, yeah, sure, whatever. So now basically our wars have sort of expanded, I suppose, which is Japan joined the Axis, and now Axis is fighting against us. Their little war here, that's former Republic of China. That's owned. Wait, what? It's a little strange. So you can invite the Socialist Republics of Albania. Let's do that. I guess they might want to help against the Italians. That would be great. Are there any? Can invite Hungary. Do I think they would be? No, we can't. It would be great if we managed to like have a Hungary on our side, but obviously we can't at this moment. So now we're also fighting against the Germans. This is going to be quite tricky here, because the Germans are obviously much better than the Polish. Though if the Germans also manage to fight a war against the Polish, that would be great. That would give us a much easier time. Let's go for concealment. I also need to move my air force then later on. Yeah, okay. Let's go, Zhuko. Just push through. Zhuko should have a very easy time cleaning up the Master of Wars. Yep, join all the wars. Albania, you're not gonna do much, but at least gonna slow down the enemy. Let's go for the attack focus. Because as the Russians, you're just mostly gonna attack. It's not gonna be very beneficial for you to defend. There's so many divisions here. Okay, so let's give it just like one division there, just attack, and then clean up this mess. Cancel this. These guys should definitely join on all the fun right here. There we go. Let's accept all these non-aggression packs. That's gonna be great. Let's start refilling all of this, just to increase our production. Yeah, let's also do that. So now okay, Rokossovsky, no real need for you there, so let's just join those guys. Let's give you the no, actually no, let's not do the strategic redeployment. There's no need for that yet. Actually, these 11 divisions could just push through here. That would be great, because I forgot. Okay, these guys are done with their little funsies. So let's ask for military access from the Czechs. That's gonna be great. Czechoslovakia, the Czechoslovakians more rather. And let's try. It would be great if we could manage to do something like this. Are the Czechs at war? The Czechoslovakians more rather. No, they're not. Oh, actually, yeah, they are. Just gonna try and do that. How is our little front here doing? They actually haven't attacked yet because they haven't called in Manchukuo into the war. Have they? No, they have not. The little bastards. Okay, so that focus is done. That's not gonna be useful at all. Socialist realism is gonna give us a bunch of that, but let's go for this focus there. So how much manpower have you lost? That's not much. The Germans have lost almost the same amount. What about the Polish against the Polish? Whoa, we have lost almost 1 million, however. We're fighting against a lot of enemies, so that's no big deal. So these guys, if they could push into Germany, that would be great. Could just capture Vienna, completely cut off the southern, actually the Austrian region, sort of liberating Austria, I guess. You know, the Soviets liberating. That's a common theme, I suppose. Have any Confederation Helvetica? Nice. That's the Germans are just getting completely wrecked. Let's do that. Strategic redeployment. So the Polish should be just about ready to capitulate. Germany. In Road to 56, the Germans are just completely insane when it comes to war, so they're gonna just go to war, go to war, go to war. The Polish need to capitulate right here. We've completely surrounded Warsaw. There's pretty much no way they can win. Warsaw has fallen. Nice. Let's do that. It's a little bit ahead of time, but I think it's okay. And we should probably see, we're already running out of guns, even though we had an insane amount of them. So we should probably focus on tanks right now, because we can always just we're gonna get some supplies from the Polish when we actually manage to defeat them right here. So that's gonna be nice. We're completely wrecking the Germans down here. And one thing that's kind of interesting are the Benelux. The Benelux is also at war against the Axis. The Axis are completely just dead at this point. There's no way that they're gonna manage to fight off against all of this. Regardless, you know, they're fighting against Albania. I mean, come on, Albania is just gonna win this whole thing. Actually, kind of surprised that they went communist. And so the Allies should be at war also. Let's go for that. It's actually kind of useful. It's not like a lengthy research. Gonna try and just grab there, just to maybe capitulate the Croatians. That would be kind of interesting, you know, capitulating the. Okay, so these guys have done their. Let's just go straight for Berlin. Why not? It's gonna be fun. Let's go extremely aggressive here. Because the Germans are basically overwhelmed right now, so it would be kind of try and grab Munich. Yeah, that would be great. Fall of Munich. I mean, just completely owning this whole place. only 100,000 roughly. That's actually not that terrible. Poland has capitulated. Great. So now what we're gonna do is grab all of Romania, all of Latvia, all of Estonia, all of Lithuania, all of Poland. Could puppet them? No. It's just bam, it's all ours. Great, we're gonna get all that industry. Mexican opposition. Don't the Americans actually attack the Mexican opposition sometimes? Third faction. They're preparing for war against the Japanese. That's great. This campaign went brilliantly. It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, so we're gonna have to create a front line right here. Go for sort of a spearhead attack on Berlin. It's probably not gonna work all that well, but we should probably be able to just push through right here from the north and cut off some of their ports, which would be great. Give Zhuko the aggressive stance. Running tanks. Yep, I'm gonna give them right to Zhuko. These guys sure could join the main assault. Main assault. Have you managed to grab Zagreb? Yes. I don't think. Are these guys actually fighting? Yes, they are, but I don't see any fighting like right there. Lessons of war. That's actually really good. Okay, so why aren't you go? Oh, there's only one division. Why is there? Okay, so these guys should start fighting now. That's great. The Czechs are doing their work. Berlin is gonna be ours real soon, which is quite swell actually. Yep, Berlin falls. The Germans were really weak this game. Just kind of superiority in the English Channel. Yeah, that's not gonna work all that well for you. So we're basically at war with all the factions right now, or all the major factions. Hungary joined the Axis. Great. That's not very great actually, because you're gonna have to sort of. But are they gonna actually declare war now? Sometimes the Hungarians don't actually join the war effort, which would be great. It's research medium tanks, however, it's not gonna be much of any impact right now. What are we running out of? Tanks, guns, not so much, but tanks definitely, and support equipment. So let's get some support equipment. However, most of those actually no. Those factories were not destroyed. Some of them are, but not a majority. So great. Now let's continue the offensive. Bam. No divisions. Okay, so that should happen. 125 divisions. Yugoslavia claims Bulgaria. That's not it's not a very timey effort right now. We're also gonna have to kill Italy, which Italy at this point has quite a lot of manpower still. How are the Germans actually doing? They should be done. Yes, quite done. Done and done. So far so good. We're actually managing to push the Germans quite far back. We're gonna grab this front line. When that happens, basically they're done till the new officer. We're still getting some negative effects from the officers purged. So, you know, minus 10% organization. So if you manage to have basically the officers purged negative effect all done, you know, basically all done with, then you should be able to just completely. Okay, so they called in Hungary. It's gonna be kind of bad, but the Czechs are on the front line, so we shouldn't be that. We have one division here. That's gonna save us. Oh, I guess let's move in here. I don't really know. It's not gonna do much. Oh, who can we call into war? Soviet state of Norway. Yep, let's invite them to the faction. Let's call them to arms. That's gonna be great. A lot of communist states popping up. That's kind of strange actually. Like in the Road to 56, they have a tendency to go fasci actually, but I suppose so are they actually attacking? No, but if they attack, they should attack against the Czechoslovakians. The Republic of Spain. See, I told you they would be actually useful. Okay, so repairing, that's not gonna do much. Let's just fill Moscow and these two. I mean, I don't really care about the repairs. They're mostly German territories, so it's just not gonna bother me at all. Those guys are moving, and yeah. So let's continue to push. Join wars, Republic of Spain. Yeah, go for it. So, okay. Still, yeah, they're about to just flip to democratic. So actually quite interesting that they still wanted to join the Comintern. Usually they don't really do that. Okay, so why aren't these guys? Yeah, they're not gonna push through here because there's a lot of hill, so that's not probably the best idea right there. So what we could do is not care about this that much. Split him in half, give him to a different guy. Let's use Rokossovsky again. And go for Hungary. Because Hungary doesn't have many divisions, should they? No, I don't think so. Actually, maybe we should finish off these guys. Though I don't think, like, these guys aren't a big problem anymore. So we have 17 million manpower, so we don't really need to change this at all. So what we need to do is probably gonna wait for this mass assault general. You know, expert. Don't really have a mass assault genius. Don't even think that's a thing. Okay, so those guys are dead. So could probably, you know, make all these guys that. Flip them to this guy. Change the color back to blue, cause yeah, that's the thing. Make the front line roughly around here. And just go for Italy. Same with Zhuko. You could actually attack him from here. That would be quite. Let's spearhead for Budapest. And yeah, let's turn that on and go. United States joined allies. Okay, so the Germans are basically done in 1940. The independent states of Croatia have capitulated. Great. Let's just immediately start attacking. At this point, I don't really care how many, like, how much we lose or how many casualties we have. The Philippines, man, those guys are gonna really flip the war in our favor. But at this point, don't really care. I mean, we haven't lost that much. We still lost about, I'm gonna estimate about 1 million or 1.5 million altogether with all the wars, you know, against Poland and against those guys. Are still not able to attack because they haven't called Manchukuo into the war, which is probably really good for Japan. Because at this point they're at war with the Allies and the US. And the US have a base in the Philippines. They're already under attack, so the Japanese are quite quite aggressive this time around. Okay, so let's see how quickly we manage to kill Hungary. I suppose they don't. These guys right here, mostly Italian divisions and some leftover Germans. Yeah, so you know, Budapest with those two tank divisions, Budapest is just done. So let's just mess them up and let's just go around. This is the hardest area to take because Hungary is capitulated. Done and done. Taking out Hungary is just it's quite the easiest thing in the world when you manage to get some tanks rolling in their planes, because you know Hungary is mostly plain land. So let's just do this. Let's just attack. Continue attacking. Continue destroying them. Because I don't actually think we're pretty much unbeatable at this point. Our industry is completely insane. Actually, we should probably even start refilling these things. I'm really quite surprised that our guns are still managing to be as high as they are. Though that's probably due to the build-up that I did before the war, which, you know, tends to be useful because as Russia you tend to have a lot of infantry divisions. All of these guys are just infantry, and some tanks, not many. So you know, most of our tanks are on the Zhuko. Whenever you have tanks in the early game, just give in to Zhuko because that guy is a beast. So we can just attack these guys and hopefully do some quick work with them. Yep. This point, not much of anything to do, so we're just gonna go here. Or are we? Not yet, not yet. Some exile divisions. Let's ask for military access, so they're not exiled anymore. Nice, okay. Actually something I think that should be just default. Oh, what happened? What happened? What happened? Also the military government. China's still fighting back, you know, they're still fighting back, but they're about to lose. Or are they? Oh, the defenders, really? What are these guys? The Reinforced Republic of China. They're fasci, so they're under Japan. So I guess... What? What's this? Oh, the German Reich, you know, that's quite a capital. Hitler still holding on, I see. Yeah, that's a great way of fighting a war. Yeah, so they're about to be done, but I'm quite surprised that the Chinese have managed to outgrind the Provisional Government of China, Reform Government of Republic of China. What's the difference? What's the difference? They have a different color, a bit of a different flag, but I don't really see how that's different at all. So, these guys should be just about done. Rome should fall in a couple of days. And yeah, so the Axis are defeated by 1940. Fall of Rome. Basically, they have no way of coming back. If the Japanese managed to call in these guys into the war, we would be able to completely destroy them. You can see some German divisions here. So the Germans are still kind of going strong. I guess. See how many. Actually, have quite a few divisions still left. I suppose most of them are now in Italy, trying to desperately hold on. Yeah, we can finally work on our mass assault doctrine. So there we go. Italy, has Italy capitulated yet? No, they tend to hold on for a little while, but the French invasion of Sicily should be just about able to. Yep, Italy has capitulated. So we're gonna take all of Germany. Okay, that's a bit much. Okay, so let's give up Berlin. I really don't like this because we basically single-handedly conquered all of Germany and we still have to do this little stupid game. Which is quite infuriating. Okay, these guys I really need them. Maybe Hungary. That would be great. These guys, nope. No. It's kind of interesting because this is like a core territory of Czechoslovakia. Okay. So we're able to take all of this. Now, bam, done and done. Yeah, let's just continue on with the claimage. The claimage, really? Franken. No. This, no. This, no. No. Man, they really are strict with this. Huh. Italy. Don't really care about Italy. It's not that important to me. I really want territory that is connected to each other. That's basically my whole point. I guess not gonna get much from that. They actually managed to... They always liberate Germany. It's so annoying. Like, because their focus tree is basically focused around killing the Allies. So if the Germans manage to flip back to Nazism, it's just, you know, another headache to worry about. So we can take that, we can't take that, unfortunately. So we can only take this for the time being, which is incredibly annoying. Okay, so end turn. Can't do that, only 307. Guess let's pass. Guess let's now take all of this. Man, we really didn't take much. It's annoying. This, we have a dick sticking into Republican or the Democratic side of Germany. Okay, so done and done. Or the Japanese are still fighting the Chinese quite well. What are these guys? The Bundesrepublik Deutschland, which is quite a fancy name. These guys, let's What are they? Republican German. What are these? Guatemalan corporate state. Really? They're fashy. That's actually interesting. That the US would do something like that. Okay, so we managed to kill the Axis by 1940, which is great. However, there's still one faction that we want to take down, and that is the Sad Pact. That's going to be not quite a challenge, actually going to be quite easy. However, what tends to happen is that... Can we actually... Have they called them into the war yet? Can we attack them? No, we cannot. Can maybe try through here. Are they at war with us? No, so the only enemies of ours currently are... Actually, we aren't at war at all. No, because when the Germans... Yugoslavia... the Germans still fighting against Yugoslavia. That's not right, right? Is that war still a thing? Like, is Germany actually still going to fight? Okay, there we go. Exile divisions. This is Republic of Hungary. I guess when the major faction died, they have war goals against everyone, but they're not gonna fight. But this war could be a thing. Are they a puppet of someone? No, they just white peaced. Okay, so let's just do that. Actually, we could do something like this against. That wasn't a great decision right there, because there's no divisions on that line. Okay, so I'm gonna do this against Tehran. This. Let's create another front line here. Gonna cut again in half. Again here. So then, and this is a complete mess. That's why I hate having like a giant field marshal, though you can't really avoid that with no divisions. Okay, so bam bam, do that. Okay, so let's just have given time to regroup. Republican Italy joint axis. Joint axis. Are we serious right now? Are we again gonna fight this war? Just the fall of Pearl Harbor. Interesting. So these guys have again... But they haven't joined the Axis then. No faction. So are they joining the Axis or are they not joining the Axis? Regardless, I think that's it for today. We managed to completely ruin the Axis powers. Probably not gonna recover from this. If they do, then we're just gonna have another slap in the face. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching and see you next time.